Let me tell y'all something, this wasn't just your regular drama. What happened between Latisha and Stormi in Huntsville? It wasn't just messy, it was explosive. Like, relationships ruined, production in chaos, cameras rolling, and then shutting down kind of explosive. People were left speechless. But this didn't come out of nowhere. The tension had been building for a long time before it finally blew up. So let's rewind and break it all down. It all started on what was supposed to be a calm afternoon at Black Cigar Lounge. The crew had just finished filming a business meeting. Everyone was laughing, relaxing, and packing up to go. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. But tucked away in a quiet corner, away from the main cameras, were Stormi and Mauro. They were sitting a little too close, talking a little too quietly. Then, out of the blue, Latisha walked back in. She wasn't supposed to be there, she had just forgotten something and came to grab it. But the second she walked in and saw them, her whole expression changed. Witnesses say she just froze. No yelling, no drama, just silence. She stood there, taking it all in. Stormi leaned in as Mauro spoke in a low voice, both of them completely unaware that Latisha was watching. The energy in that room shifted in an instant. There wasn't any obvious flirting, no touching, but the vibe was off. That kind of quiet tension you only notice when you've been betrayed before. And Latisha knew that feeling all too well. She's been loyal to Mauro for years, defending him, ignoring the whispers and rumors. But something about that moment hit differently. Stormi was the first to notice Latisha standing there and jumped back like she'd been caught doing something wrong. Mauro tried to act like it was nothing. He claimed they were just talking business, something about marketing strategies for the lounge. But Latisha wasn't buying it. She looked at him and said, "You always have a business excuse when I catch you doing something shady." And just like that, things changed. This moment didn't come out of the blue. Latisha had been suspicious for months. Friends close to her said she noticed things, late-night texts from Mauro that he wouldn't explain, unexpected meetings where Stormi just happened to show up, and phone calls that ended the second she entered the room. And Stormi? She was always smiling, always polite, but something about her felt off. She was too comfortable around Latisha's husband. And then there were the texts. Latisha had seen them herself. One read, "I like the way your mind works." Another said, "You different." And that one was sent at 1:17 in the morning. Who sends messages like that to a married man unless there's more going on? Latisha took screenshots and even sent them to her cousin. She wasn't making this up. She had proof. What hurt most wasn't just the betrayal, it was how calculated it all started to look. Stormi's visits to the lounge, the brand collaborations, her fake friendly vibe on social media, it all started to feel like a setup. Latisha had held in her feelings for too long, but now, she'd had enough. She didn't explode that day in the lounge. She kept it together. But when the confrontation finally happened, everything broke loose. Cameras were rolling, voices were raised, and the energy turned chaotic. Latisha didn't wait for Stormi to explain. She looked at Mauro and said loud enough for the mics to pick it up, "You think I'm stupid?" Stormi tried to stay calm, but Latisha wasn't having it. She snapped. Her hands were clenched, her chest rising. She'd been holding this in for too long. Mauro, as usual, said she was overreacting and tried to spin it like they were just planning a business partnership with Stormi's beauty brand. But Latisha wasn't trying to hear another excuse. "This ain't the first time I felt like the third wheel in my own marriage," she said. And that's when you could feel just how deep this pain went. Security had to step in when things got too loud. Latisha threw her mic to the floor and shouted at the producers, "Y'all knew. You've been seeing it." That's when Stormi snapped too. She shouted back that she was tired of being treated like the villain. "I'm not sneaking around with your man, you're just insecure and always need someone to blame." That lit the match. Latisha lunged, crew members jumped in, and just like that, filming stopped. Both women were removed from the set. This wasn't TV drama anymore. This was raw, real, and dangerous. Mauro stayed behind, pacing and looking irritated, not guilty. "This is what happens when you keep feeding her lies," he muttered. But nobody was fooled. The damage was done. Word spread fast. Audio clips leaked online. Social media exploded. Hashtags like Stormyves and Marley mess started trending. Fans quickly picked sides. Some thought Stormi was being unfairly blamed for Maro's mess. Others said she knew exactly what she was doing, getting too close to a married man with a reputation. Even Melody jumped in with a shady post on Instagram. "Some of y'all need to stop acting shocked when you finally see the truth," alongside a picture of a broken wine glass. No names, but everyone knew who it was about. Rumors also started flying that Melody may have had a hand in all of this. Meanwhile, Kimmy tried to stay neutral, but during a group brunch filmed days later, she admitted, "This ain't about one moment. It's years of mistrust catching up." And that's exactly what it was. Latisha's anger wasn't just about the texts or one private conversation. It was about every moment she ignored her gut, every time she covered for Maro, and every time she gave someone the benefit of the doubt when she shouldn't have. Stormi disappeared from social media for a while, no posts, no comments. But the silence made it worse. Fans flooded her Instagram with snake emojis, and old clips started resurfacing of her acting a little too flirty with Maro. Latisha returned with a bold message. A black screen with white text, "When the truth hurts, silence gets loud." No names, but it didn't need any. The fans already knew. Then came the real shocker, a voice note, allegedly Stormi venting to a friend, saying, "I'm not here to play sidekick." She's not a queen. She's insecure and clinging to a man who doesn't even want her. That clip went viral instantly. Latisha's cousin even went live to back her up, saying those texts were just the beginning. "Y'all don't know the half of it," she said. Stormi knew exactly what she was doing. Maro tried to do damage control. In an interview, he said, "I don't cheat. I flirt. I talk." But when questioned about the texts and meetings, he got defensive. "So now every meeting is a scandal?" he snapped. But it wasn't about just one meeting. It was about trust, and Latisha had none left. OWN finally released a statement saying both Latisha and Stormi were suspended temporarily while things cooled off. But insiders say the network is worried this has gone too far even for reality TV. The cast is now split. Some are backing Latisha. Others are staying quiet. Melody posted another cryptic message, "Tables always turn when you sit in truth." And just like that, Huntsville's golden couple cracked. Whether their marriage can survive the fallout? That's one plot twist no one can predict. So now that the smoke has settled, at least for a moment, where does that leave Latisha, Stormi, and Maro? Honestly, in completely different places than where they started. This wasn't just a regular disagreement or a misunderstanding. This was betrayal laid bare, loyalty tested in public, and a woman forced to face the reality that her marriage may never have been as solid as she believed. Latisha didn't just walk into a suspicious moment, she walked into confirmation. Confirmation that the gut feelings she's been having for months weren't just paranoia. They were truth. And truth, when it finally comes out, doesn't care who it embarrasses. It doesn't care who's watching, or how many cameras are rolling. It burns everything in its path. Now, Latisha has a decision to make. Not just about her marriage, but about her future on the show, her brand, and her healing. Walking away from the cameras might be what saves her peace. But walking away from Maro? That might be what saves her soul. Stormi? Her silence has been loud, but now that her voice note is out there, people see her differently. Whatever her real intentions were, her words showed something real and something messy. She said Latisha wasn't a queen, but queens don't need to say it. They show it. And now, the audience is questioning everything they thought they knew about her. Some still defend her. Others say her true colors have finally come to light. And then there's Maro. Still talking circles, still dodging accountability, still playing the smooth-talking businessman who just flirts. But here's the thing, flirting becomes cheating the moment your partner no longer feels safe. And Latisha hasn't felt safe in a long time. The cast is divided, the fans are buzzing, and the producers? They're trying to figure out how to move forward without losing control of the narrative. Because this wasn't just good TV, it was real life unraveling on screen. So what happens next? Will Latisha find the strength to walk away for good? Will Stormi ever truly own up to the role she played? And will Mauro finally realize that being charming isn't enough to save a broken relationship? One thing's for sure, this situation shook Huntsville to its core. And as the dust settles, everyone's watching, waiting, and wondering. Is this the end of Latisha and Mauro? Or just the beginning of a whole new chapter? If you've made it this far, drop a comment below and let me know who you're standing with, Team Latisha or Team Stormi. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because trust me, this drama is far from over. I'll be back with updates, breakdowns, and all the behind-the-scenes tea you won't want to miss. Until then, stay real, stay respectful, and keep your receipts.